And we're going to Thailand now, which has deported dozens of Uyghur asylum seekers back to China, despite UN warnings. The UN experts say Uyghurs that are a Muslim minority in China are at risk of torture and ill treatment. Reports say the group of about 40 men was taken in vans to the airport from an immigrant detention center in Bangkok in the middle of the night. The Chinese government confirmed a group of Uyghurs was, quote, repatriated, claiming they enjoy socio-economic and political rights and interest as citizens. China has been accused of persecuting Uyghurs in the northwestern region, with human rights groups reporting detention centers there. And for more on this, I'm joined here in the studio by Matthias Böllinger, who is the head of Research and Investigations Department here at DW. Matthias, what do we know about what happened tonight in Bangkok?
We know that around 2 o'clock at night, vans or buses with covered windows have left this detention center. And then shortly after, around 5 o'clock in the morning, a plane departed to China's Uyghur region, Xinjiang, and it landed around noon there. Later, the Chinese authorities have confirmed that 40 Chinese citizens had been repatriated. These men that had been in detention in Thailand for about 10 years were captured in 2014 together with in a group of 300 people that were escaping from China via smuggling routes in Southeast Asia. At the time, tens of thousands of Uyghurs left China via these routes. Most of them made it to Turkey, but these 300 unfortunate people were captured there. 109 had already been sent back in 2015. 170, mostly women and children, were able to leave for Turkey. And these, in the end, there were 48 who were still detained, had been in limbo in these detention centers for 10 years.
Now, the Chinese government is, of course, denying all accusations of persecution of the Uyghurs. But what do we know what awaits the Uyghurs there when they come back to China?
Judging by the 109 that had been repatriated 10 years ago, we might never hear from them again. There has never been any news about what happened to them. We know that after 2015, that was when the first batch was sent back, China started building these detention centers, these re-education camps, where more than 1 million Uyghurs and other minorities have disappeared into. Right now, the situation seems to be a little different. A lot of these camps have been closed, but we suspect or we know that hundreds of thousands are still in prisons, have been sentenced to long sentences. And of course, the fear is that these men will also end up in China's extensive prison system in the region.
Now, these men had been in Thailand for 10 years. But what about the timing? Why are we seeing them repatriated, quote unquote, now?
China has exerted pressure on Thailand for a long time, and it is exerting pressure on many countries to detain Uyghurs and send them back to China. There was a visit by Thailand's Prime Minister just a few days ago, a few weeks ago, in the beginning of February. And of course, we can suspect that this had been part of the talks and that this is in relation to that. China is working all over the world to get people sent back to China. Uyghurs, also dissidents, Chinese, is intimidating people around the world and is clearly trying to extend its repression of these minorities and of dissidents into other countries. And Thailand, being dependent on China in economic ways, is quite vulnerable to that.
DW's Matthias Böllinger there. Thank you very much.